Hi guys. I don't support Thanksgiving. Support's the wrong word. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, sorry. I don't observe the holiday. I'm from the UK. It's just not something that we do here. And yet, it's Thanksgiving today, and I've seen so many people on Twitter and stuff, like I follow too many Americans, clearly. But I've seen so many of you guys expressing what you're thankful for on the Twitter timeline and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what? This is nice. This is actually really nice. This is a good habit to form. Because since when is gratitude ever a bad idea, right? Since never. It isn't a bad idea. It's a good thing, right? Being grateful, showing gratitude is just a good muscle to have built up in your brain, you know? And so I figured that today I could do a very informal video, just chatting with you guys. Like, I'm not even doing this on OBS. I'm just doing it on my phone because I want it to just be like me and you, okay? Like heart to heart right now, just having a quick chat about some of the things that we're grateful for. And I also, while I go through this here with myself, I would love to hear in the comment section down below some of the things that have lit your year up this year, right? Things that have been a light in your life, things that have made you smile, things that you're grateful for, thankful for, etc. I think that would be really wonderful to just have everyone share their own little unique experiences down in the comment section. But for me, I've got several things that I think would be worth talking about and addressing here and going through. So one thing that is especially relevant from the last, let's say, week is that I'm very grateful and thankful for the flexibility I have in my life to be able to, within 12 hours, realize this real life zombies map location, right? And then within 12 hours to be on the flight going to it. And I absolutely want to be clear, like a hell of a lot of work goes into making all the content from those things and stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's like a holiday by any means. Like I got back more tired than when I left. But just the ability in my life to be able to just get up and do things. Like I see a lot of people use the phrase like you can just do things, right? Like as a reminder, like you're not an NPC, you're not stuck in a specific track in life, like you do have agency, right? I see people say this all the time, but I think I have the unique and lucky position in my life where I can really just do things. It's like it's do squared. Like I've got a lot of doing power, and I am so grateful for that because it means that I can conjure up an idea that I think would be fun and that would resonate with my interests of like liking zombies and whatever other interests I might have. And I can turn that passion into my work, and it's a massive privilege. It's a massive privilege. I'm so grateful to have the job that I have that allows me to do that. I think it's very lucky. So that's something that I'm extremely grateful for. I also really think that my health is something that I'm very, very grateful for this year. As some of you guys might know, I had some throat issues last year that still persist to this day. It's still sore right now. It's just a permanent throat health mystery. But I'm very, very grateful for the fact that I had this health thing pop up. They ruled out cancer. Like, that was a little scary for a little bit, where they were like, not to scare you, but we do want to check for this right now. So they ruled that out, so that was good news. But then since then, it's not gotten any worse. And it's just persisted with, granted, it's still annoying, it's still bad having this eternal throat thing, but it's really such a joy to do my job and to interact with you guys every single day. And it would be the most depressing event to ever happen to me in my entire life if I lost my voice. Like, if that just went and I wasn't able to do this anymore because of that, I would be so down. Like, it would be a very difficult hurdle to get past. And the fact that it has, like, hasn't got worse in any real way is a blessing. I'm so lucky. I don't have any reason to believe it should have gotten worse. Like, we still don't know what it was medically. We're just like, oh, it was a bit weird. But it's the sort of thing where when you don't know, that means it could be anything. And in this case, it's not been a lot of those bad things. It's just been what it already was. So, like, this is good. This is really good. I think it probably goes without saying that I'm grateful for you guys, right? I think it goes without saying that I'm grateful for your support. I think something that I do want to call out as being especially grateful for this year from you guys specifically, like pertaining to you guys, is when you guys help me see sides of myself that I don't necessarily have a lot of confidence in or a lot of faith in. So an example of this would be, like, I don't see myself as a vlogger, right? I really don't. I think I can vlog, like I'm capable of doing the action of vlogging, but I don't see myself as that kind of storyteller. And this year, with some of the vlogier content that I've made, and the Citadel Day More stuff is a very recent example of that, I have gotten a lot of comments being like, Milo, I don't know if you know this, but you're doing this in a way that is really entertaining, in a way that I would never have expected from you, and like, it's really working. And it's like so reassuring to me that when I try those sorts of things, and I really also put a lot of heart and soul into that kind of content because I really care about it very deeply, to then have you guys be like, hey Milo, I don't know if you were like unsure about what the reception to this would be or whatever, but like, you've nailed it, and this was like my favorite video to watch this whole year or something. Like, I've had several instances this year where I've been having an evening where I'm like, man, I'm really worried that people didn't like that video. And then I go in the comment section and there are people in there just being like, this slapped. And it didn't just slap in a way that's like, wow, Milo like makes good YouTube videos, but it will be like, Milo, I can see the passion behind your eyes, like shining out of your skull in this particular part of this scene. And I just want to say that like, that inspires me or whatever. Like, I've seen so many comments like that, and you guys don't have to write those comments. Like, you don't have to be supportive in that way. And it's the modern internet, right? It's the worst the internet has ever been right now, I feel like. Like, I feel like the wheels have fallen off internet discourse in such a big way. Like, rage baiting is such a big thing. What an awful trend. And it's just not going to go away. Basically monetized arguments and all the stuff that you see on Twitter, even, for example, of like people just posting fight clips because they know that like conflict and anger is the only thing that, or is the most powerful way for them to sort of generate this endless flywheel of attention. And so within that internet, within 2024's internet, there is no real incentive and obligation for anybody to just go out of their way to be like, hey, I'm just going to write you a heartfelt message about the art that you're creating right now. And yet you guys do it really frequently. And like, it makes me tear up. I'm not kidding. It genuinely is so lovely. It keeps me going in such a big way. You have absolutely no idea. Like, you really have no idea. So thank you for that. It's been such a long time that I've been doing this, and I think that with this amount of time in the game, it's easy to get not complacent, but I think maybe a bit jaded. Like, once you're thousands and thousands of videos in, I think it's easy, or it's at least a slippery slope to start going, it's just another video, right? It's the 2,500th video. Then it's the 2,501st video. And then the second, and then the third. And like, I think that as a content creator, because my machine has become so refined where I can just spit these videos out, I think that it's easy to forget the impact that even just one video might have. And even if it's a very small impact, like, it's a moment where it made you smile. Or like I've had comments on news videos recently being like, I was just listening to this in the background while I was grinding camos, but like this one joke that you made at like 19 minutes in actually made me like breathe harder out of my nose for 5 seconds, and thank you for that. Like, something that small could make my day in such a big way. So thank you. Thank you for every time you bother to do those things. I'm also really grateful and thankful for some of the new people that I've met this year, some of the new relationships that I've kind of started forming. There's a couple of really cool people who I just didn't know in 2023, and I may not know them like crazy well now by any means or anything, but just having been able to have like really good, wholesome interactions with new people is fun, man. Like that just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. And it might be a teeny tiny little thing. Like I've had, let's see, random moments where like I've seen people memeing no nonsense in areas that I would never expect them to meme it. Or I've seen like COD pro players using the no nonsense meme and doing the no nonsense thing in their like Easter egg runs that they're doing for a fun stream. Or I've seen like Agent and Sinner doing their zombies marathon, and me coming into the stream and acting like a marriage counselor or something at points because they were like yelling at each other so much trying to do Origins. Like those sorts of moments have been so funny this year and so fun this year, and just like being able to be a teeny tiny 0.00001% of somebody else's content or somebody else's life or whatever in that way, or like people that have done reactions to my content or like whatever, like it makes me really happy, man. And I'm grateful for all of those funny chance encounters that have come along this year as well. And that's something I really hope I can do more of next year. I really hope that I can find a way to sort of collaborate in a way that I haven't been able to in the past. I think that my content is not very collab centric. It doesn't really make sense for a lot of collabs because it requires me to be the authority on the story, or for me to be doing a lot of the work explaining how to do an Easter egg or like whatever, right? But I think that especially on stream, it would be fun to just try and do some like fun experimental stream stuff next year. And I think that as I look back on 2024, something I'm grateful for this year is like, it's given me inspiration as well. As a year, I've gotten so much energy and excitement anew in my body and in my soul that I just didn't have in 2023. It just was not there. I didn't feel the external push from the world sort of thing. Whereas this year I really feel driven, and I'm really grateful for all of that stimulus that I've been getting to just be like, the sky's the limit, man. Like you can just do things, right? And I want to just do those things next year. And I think that I'm grateful for everyone that has been sort of paving the way before me and alongside me to keep me on my toes and keep me motivated in that way. That's also something that really I really enjoy. I enjoy the endless game of YouTube and content creation in general, and it wouldn't be the same without all these other nutters that are also doing it, right? And the last thing I want to say is I'm really grateful this year, but also always, eternally, forevermore, for my dad. I think that it's very easy in life to just sort of take your parents for granted, but I think that one of my main driving forces for why I do what I do, why I work as hard as I do, why I'm so endlessly, aggressively seeking perfection in my content and seeking raising the bar with my content, and that's cost me in other areas in my life because I've been so committed to it, admittedly. Like it's been its own challenge over the years, that drive and that motivation. But one of the deep set reasons why that's a thing for me is because I I want to make my dad proud, and I want to really try to give back for everything that he's given for me in raising me. And this year I really feel especially grateful to him. I really wouldn't be here without him, which is so obvious. Like, doesn't need to be said, but like in many ways it does. Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful to him for him being my dad, which is something I tell him often as well. So, yeah. Thank you guys for everything this year. We're not done by any means. Job's not finished. I'm really excited about the future of my channel and all this goofy content that we get to make and all the fun ideas that we can do next year. And I can't wait to have you guys come with me for the ride. So thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.